Welcome to Marriage in Marrying, and we are yet on another sensitive and very esoteric topic that we are going to be talking about. Many couples nowadays have had to deal with this particular problem. One of their partners has been communicating with their ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend. Yes, it is happening, and it has affected a lot of marriages. What could be causing this? Is it because people are getting married whilst they're still attached to their previous relationships? Or is it just a question of it's harmless communication? Communication that is not attached to anything. And what could have been done before one got married to avoid such a situation? So today we'll be talking about it, the ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend drama in marriage. Stay tuned, and yes, we will be talking the esoteric. Say the word with me again, the esoteric. We'll be talking the esoteric in the Institute of Marriage right here on Marriage in Marrying.
Was full of trials, a journey full of experience. With God on your side, all will be alright.
Okay, so let's unpack this. We all understand that before one gets married, there have been, up and about in other relationships. That's a fact. If someone has not been up and about, well, that's a very good given, because not much of ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend drama is going to be involved in this particular equation. But a lot of people that get married in their late 30s, they've probably been up and about. I know of a saying that says you kiss a few frogs before you actually meet the prince. So yes, people have been in the dating pools before they actually meet the one. So now, when they actually get married, there is something called attachment. Remember, everything that involves a relationship, everything that involves feelings and emotions, you are bound to be attached. And that attachment goes deeper than just being on the surface, and it lasts longer. It's even worse when there is a sexual connection involved in there. So, we have had a lot of couples complaining that my husband is still talking to the ex-girlfriend. Well, ex-girlfriend number one or ex-girlfriend number two, but they're still communicating. Or my wife is still communicating with their previous partner. Is this justifiable? I don't think so. In the Institute of Marriage, that is not justifiable, and that should not even be something to be discussed on the tables. Any relationship that somebody has had to be in, there's a lot of investments that comes in there. And remember, emotions and feelings, they play a very wild game. When you get married, the reason why you have decided to marry this specific person, it's because you have said, I will not love any other than you. This is what governs the Institute of Marriage. I have chosen you as my wife. I have chosen you as my husband, and I have left everyone else. So the position of you leaving everyone else means emotionally, physically, in feelings, out of feelings, in memory. Okay. Now, a lot of couples, a lot of individuals find that difficult. Reason being, it seems like it's a complex thing to do, because you're like, yeah, but it's somebody I was once in love with, and, I cannot hate that person. Yes, we understand you do not hate the person, but there is no justification why you need to still be in communication, because your previous relationship was everything that you were trying to build to get into marriage, which is what you now have with another person. So why would you want to then rekindle dead bodies? Why would you want to rekindle dead feelings? There are dangers in that. If you have been in love with a certain person before and had been sexual before, those same feelings are likely to be rekindled by a lot of things. Now, you guys need to remember, for you to get into the relationship, for starters, it started with communication. Communication binds a relationship. Communication builds a relationship. Communication starts a relationship. The reason why you see all these marriages all over the world, it's because one person communicated to the other and said, I love you. Now, the power of words and the power of communication goes as far as when you actually get married, what then gives a symbol, of marriage. It's when you profess your vows, when you say your vows. Now, that is the power of words. And the same words can rekindle what you once had with your ex. Now, when you go ahead and communicate with your ex, what do you think is going to happen? Of course, you might think it's harmless and it's just coming from a point of saying, I care. I care for you. I want to check on you. I interpret that as emotional betrayal. Reason being, when you leave a certain relationship, you leave with everything, you unpack everything. But nowadays, it's a very difficult thing to completely leave, because we have people who still feel like they have to check on their people, check on the people that they had relationships with before. I know some people will tell me that, but that's a very difficult, complex thing to do. I don't hate this person. I'm growing, I don't have any feelings for this person. Okay. Apart from the act alone, of you communicating with your ex, bringing a very uneasy feeling on your partner, it also gives ground and room for the devil to maximize and play a lot. Remember, when you're married, it's not every day that you're going to be lovey-dovey and happy. So at some point, you are going to probably be having the sour day in your marriage, which is normal. Every marriage gets to that phase. Actually, they pass through that phase. And let's give a scenario. On that sour day with your husband, your ex then decides to say hello and offers a little bit of comfort and offers a little bit of this. This then works your emotions and it works your mind. In that moment, you start to find comfort in you communicating with the person that you were. And, it might go as far as you now starting to think that this person is way better or was way better than your own husband. And from that moment on, you start building resentment towards your husband. This is because the devil just maximized on an opportunity, and the opportunity was actually given room by you because you're still communicating. Okay, let's talk about social media for starters. When I say social media, I mean your platforms, Instagram, Facebook. This is where the rekindling is mostly happening. People post pictures and the ex is still in the friend contact list. So that means they see what you post. So on the day you post your husband and your wife and your children, your ex is also watching and probably being the one who is also liking. I've heard instances where exes also comment. Why are you still commenting and liking on that person's post? The person has already moved. You guys have nothing to do together anymore. You are not involved in your lives. What you guys shared, hoping that it's going to build into marriage, it's already being shared with someone else. So this person should not have any moment of it at all. This person should not have any piece of that at all, because you guys have moved and you guys have separated, right? It is very doable. It is very possible that when you come from a relationship, you decide not to have any communication contact at all. It only needs discipline, and it needs you to actually it needs one to be very mind conscious about it and tell themselves that I am not going to communicate with this person. Because yes, if you're still attached to that ex or your previous relationship, there are days where you're going to miss this person. There are days where you're going to actually think of the moments that you guys shared together, especially when you separated, not because you were out of love, but because circumstances happened, So there are still those moments. Now, how do you then deal with this transition from being a single person to a married person, and you once had relationships before? It's very easy. Like I said, a relationship starts with communication. It also ends the same way. Out of sight, out of mind. That's how it is. It might be painful in the beginning, but believe me, as you go on, it's going to be very normal. You discipline yourself, it becomes normal. Now, this is a process that people should actually do. This is an exercise that should be done before one gets married, before one actually takes the vows. When you are still courting and dating the person you want to marry, you should have been in the position of dealing with your previous relationships. How? You cut all contact. No communication. You block every kind of social media contact. That person should not be liking your posts, should not be found in your comment section. They should not be found in your SMS, in your WhatsApp. They should not be found. They should not be there to say hello, hi. You yourself, you should not even check on them, so that you make sure you create that distance. Believe me, once you create enough distance, you will find yourself that it's very easy to detach yourself, and you won't get yourself involved, especially when it comes to circumstances where you have to communicate to the person. The other reason why people communicate with their exes, it's because, let's say the relationship ended unexpectedly, and it was very unclear. The reasons why this relationship is ending is unclear. And the one ex now is married and the other is not. That one is a very common situation. Most of the people who then go ahead to communicate with each other, it's because the other partner is married and the other partner is not yet married. Now, the not yet married one, let's say in this instance, it's a woman. Of course, she's not going to feel okay that the relationship that you guys had did not end at the stage of marriage. She will still want to somehow come and be very relevant and seem like she wants to give you company. She wants to be there. She has her own agenda. She has her own mission. And remember, she feels attached, in the sense that I was there in your life before you even met this woman that you got married to. I'm still very much relevant. I'm still very much existent, And some women just have that domineering thing of saying, I'm still here. So you will find that is the ex-girlfriend that is now texting the now husband to say, hi, how are you? We have situations like that. But then we cannot go ahead and blame the ex-girlfriend. We will blame the husband that is going to respond, because every man or every person in the Institute of Marriage should know that all these other people are now strange women. Even if she's now your ex, she was your ex, she is now a stranger in this marriage. So you don't have to entertain any sort of communication at all. You don't have to entertain this kind of communication at all. So detachment, when one is not yet detached completely, they feel entitled. Their feelings, they feel entitled to check on them, on the other person. They feel entitled to constantly be, on a high and by. Some people think it's very innocent, but remember, you guys shared something that was deeper than just love. It's even worse if it was a sexual something that was involved. Ex-girlfriend drama and ex-boyfriend drama should not even be involved in the institute of marriage. And this is something that couples need to deal with before they actually enter into the institute of marriage. Because remember, in the previous episode, I mentioned and I said, when people are dating, it is very, very not so common to hear or to have control over who your partner talks to and who they... So probably they're still texting their zillion exes whilst you guys are in courtship. You know, you don't have that much of control. It's only now when you're married and you're spending more time together, you are staying in the same house together, and then you start seeing that, oh, so every 2 to 3 months, there's a high and buy from this person. You know, so both of people involved in the marriage, you need to be very conscious about the social circle that you keep. When we say social circle, we mean including people you previously had relationships with, people that you dated with before. It's possible for you to live your life as if they never existed, you've never met them. Actually, I always tell people that you delete memories in your head. You force yourself to delete. I know it's not feasible, but I'm saying you force yourself to live as if you've never met that person. You don't know they exist. Actually, you do away with everything that concerns them, that reminds you of them. You block out of sight, out of mind. That's how you do it. And you will see that it's gonna be easier. So, to couples that are dealing with this issue of ex-girlfriend and ex-boyfriend, I know such a scenario brings a lot of insecurity in regards to feelings and emotions. You know, you start wondering where you stand, because remember, your husband is supposed to be the one. Your wife is supposed to be the one, the special one. You give that kind of respect by saying, I chose to live life with you, to do this life with you through thick and thin. Even on the days when I don't feel like I love you, I'm still there. I'm here. Not you doubling up to say on a day when you feel like your wife is not that emotionally, balanced, now you find your emotional balance with your exes. It starts with a slow little hi, bye, how are you? And the next thing, on a very bad day in your marriage, you then start, the devil has a funny way of magnifying things and making it seem like it's very small, yet it's big. Because on the day when you fight with your wife or you fight with your husband, you would then realize that you find yourself comparing and thinking that, oh, this person was better in this way, unconscious. It's not like you plan it, you do it unconsciously. Things that involve feelings and emotions, it's like a reflex. It's not something that you plan. You find yourself feeling about it. I know of people that have actually said, you know what, at times when I fight with my husband, I always revisit my previous relationships. This is because you still have some kind of attachment. And if you look closely, you're probably still communicating with your exes. You see, that's why you have that option. But if you delete, live your life and have your marriage to be the one, your husband to be the one, you protect who you communicate with so that it also gives respect to him, It gives respect to your wife as well. Flirting is also one thing that we have seen couples going through and complaining that, no, he flirts. And then when you start digging deeper into why this person is flirting, you then realize, oh, this person once had feelings for this person, and this person once had feelings for this person. And it all starts as innocent talking. Every person that was in your life before, that you dated before, the day you get married should be totally out of the equation. Totally out of the equation. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this topic. And to the singles that are watching, please do ask as many questions as you want. Esoteric in the Institute of Marriage. Oh, yes. Welcome to Marriage in Marrying. So today's topic is something that is very interesting, and we would like you to comment in the comment section below, like, and also share. Please be more engaging and also put in your suggestions, and also comment in regards to what you would want to hear on Marriage in Marrying. So very soon we are going to be going on our live shows on Facebook and TikTok. We'll be hosting Marriage in Marrying live shows, and we are diving into talk about the Institute of Marriage. We will definitely be having certain guests that will be coming virtually to join us. So please do like, share, subscribe, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining. This is your host, Hope Farai, on Marriage in Marrying. Everything esoteric about the Institute of Marriage. Say it with me. Everything esoteric about the Institute of Marriage. So thank you so much and stay blessed.